Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and almost at the end of October, stepping into November. And I just wanted to really record a little energy update for November because I'm off to Egypt tomorrow. So by the time you get this video, I'll be on the plane and heading out. And it has been quite a journey for us. When we booked this retreat, we didn't know we'd be going into next door to where the war is at this time, but the calling was there, and the call came a very long time ago to go to Egypt for November. It was just such an urgent message. And I remember sitting in March, just organizing. I felt like I had to get this done. And I spent 2 weekends, looking, searching, booking. And because we had to be inside the pyramids for 11/11, and we got the last slot for the pyramids on 11/11. So that's the universe, prompting us, and we had to go for this time. So, we will be called during this time for our light work and where the next chapter of our lives wants to take us. So if you are a grid worker, and you work with the energies of the earth, you will be called in different ways to show up. You'll be shown many different ways that you are being called now to step forward into your soul's path and your next chapter of your life. So this has been a journey for everyone who's traveling, because they've had to face their own fears, but they've moved beyond that and they've transcended that, and now they're really excited and they feel that they're on a mission now, and the group has just really gelled. And there's a beautiful energy flowing through the group, and there's a beautiful container of light building. It's been building all year. So, I'm just like finishing my last minute bits before I head off. And yeah, what a journey. So we're, 1 month away, 2 months into the last 2 months of this year. And what a year it has been. We've had to do a lot of soul searching, healing, connecting, understanding. There's been a lot of shifting on the planet, a lot of energy frequencies coming in that have thrown a lot of people off, because they're just so strong that they can affect the body. So I'm hearing a lot of people are having issues with the body, going through challenges of their own, maybe having lost loved ones or going through some sickness and illness of their own, which is, changing things for them and making them reflect on their life and how things have been. And this time is all about reflection, looking at our lives and thinking about our lives, and looking at what's really important for us moving forward. What have we taken for granted? What haven't we appreciated in our life? Are we present? Are we on this wheel where we go to work, we come home, we cook the dinner, we look after the kids, and every day is the same, and the universe is saying, no, there's more for you, and there's more for you on this planet, and there's more for you to experience here. So we're being pushed out of our comfort zones to experience something new and meet a new part of us, and to have a new experience of life in a new way. We're stepping into a whole new chapter on earth and moving into higher dimensions and higher vibrations, and the universe is calling us forward, saying, come to the edge. There is a lot unfolding on earth. These years are messy. The guides are saying they're going to be chaotic and messy because you are shifting into a new paradigm. So, and we chose to come for this time to watch the shift. And if you look on the planet right now, it's quite ugly, actually. That's the word they're giving to me. It's quite ugly, in that you'll see a lot of chaos and a lot of chaotic energy everywhere. I mean, there's just bursts of stuff going on everywhere. And the guides say, yes, that is going on because the old system has to come down. So a lot of truths will be shown up at this time, a lot of disclosure at this time. But you are not to focus on what's falling apart. And many souls on the planet, majority of souls, they're saying, are focusing on the doom and the gloom and the fear and what's falling apart. And they're not focusing on what we're building. And so at this time, you're going to have to use your energy really in a way that is, you've got to use the whole of your energy. You've got to be very discerning of how you use your energy, because you've got to get behind your visions, and you've got to get behind your dreams, and you've got to really hold that focus. And this time is all about focus, determination, passion, forward movement, and creating and birthing and anchoring the new world that you want to see here on earth. So next year is a fast year. You know, I've talked about it in our groups, but next year is a fast year. Forward movement, hard work, focus forward, you know, creating and the pathways and being the trailblazers that we are here to start building this new earth. So there's going to be a lot going on next year. The energy is very fast next year, and there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. So I see a lot of collaborations. I see a lot of souls working together. I see the building blocks, you know, being placed and being put in place for just the foundations to be laid, so that we can start to build this new platform and this new earth template. So I'm talking a little bit fast, but there's, you know, just that's how the energy is feeling right now. So November is a strong month where we are going to be triggered. We are in Scorpio season, and Scorpio season, you know, we dive into the shadow, and it can bring up a lot of anger as well, a lot of truths being disclosed, the guides are saying, a lot of things coming to the surface that may shock people, a lot of unexpected news, trials and tribulations as well, endings and closures. So we have just gone through the eclipse window, but the eclipse energy lasts for 6 months. So, you know, we've stepped through the gateway, but now we've got the next 6 months still. We are still processing, cleaning up, closing chapters, and there's a lot of chapters closing, and there's a lot of new beginnings. So relationship dynamics are changing. Relationships might be ending. People may be leaving the planet. You know, you might find that you don't love your job anymore and you don't want to do it anymore. And so you're doing a 360-degree turn, and you're going after something else that, you know, I heard about someone who'd gone to, where did she go? Somewhere in India, Sri Lanka, to a tree plantation, and she's bought some land and she just wants to live out there. So she's completely left the corporate world, and she's gone out to, you know, grow tea and run a plantation out there. So how beautiful is that? But that's a typical type of story that we're going to hear through this time, where people are just going to say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I want to have a peaceful life. I want to live out in nature. I want to enjoy the simplicity of life. And we are getting back to the simplicity of life. We are realizing that, you know, consumerism and materialism isn't who we actually are. It's just filling an empty hole. And we get bored with these things after a while. And what the soul actually wants is fulfillment, you know, joy, fulfillment, passion, creating something that is lasting, that you're going to remember, and that you're going to leave here for the generations to come. So your legacy is wanting to be left here. So, you know, there's a lot of reflection through this time, the next decade, a lot of change. Oh my God, I'm getting out of breath. I'm getting out of breath. Sorry. Can you see the energy and how fast it feels? It feels fast. And I'm getting a message of books, like if you want to write a book or a script or a play script, you know, one of those when you're doing acting, what's it called? It's gone out of my mind, but role script, oh, it's gone anyway. But if there's anything that you want to write, you know, this is the time. This is the time to get creative, to start to put things in place, and to follow your dreams and those deep desires and the dreams that you've had for a long time. This is the time now to action it, to go into 2024 and bring those to fruition and anchor them here on the earth. So I picked a few cards today just to help you with November's energy, but November's energy is spiky. It's going to be spiky, so there's going to be a lot unveiled, a lot of triggers, a lot of disharmony on the planet, and a lot of irritation, the guides are saying right now. So, and I feel that as well. I feel it's going to be very spiky. That spiky is actually a brilliant word for how I would describe November. November, you know, after the eclipses, it reveals a lot. We start to see a lot of things that we didn't see before. Things start to be shown to us, and you start to see things in a new light, from a new perspective, and it can change a lot of things in your life. So let me take a deep breath. My goodness, I don't normally get out of breath when I come on and do an update, but that's the energy. So the first card that came up, chaos and conflict, chaos and conflict. And this, so, this is what is happening. We're shedding a skin. We're shedding an old version of ourselves. We're shedding our identity. We're letting go of an old model of self and embracing a new model, the soul self, which is deep within. So this shedding process is not fun. We're letting go of, and there's a lot of projection right now of emotions and blame and hatred and division on the planet. Chaos and conflict is the card, which is what you're going to see in the birthing of the new and the breaking down of the old. Chaos and conflict is what the energy is of the next 2 years. So, just to be prepared for that, knowing that, and just stepping forward and, taking some deep breaths through this time. This one also came up. My screen's, you've got the color coming through, but it's message in a bottle, message in a bottle. So, we have got, we're going to Egypt, and we've been told that there's a tsunami of light coming in, that we've got to anchor now at the temples and also in the pyramids on 11/11 and in Karnak Temple. And as we travel, we've got a group of beautiful ancient alchemists traveling together. And we've got a lot of light that is coming in that we are being called to anchor. So as this light comes into the planet and anchors into the earth grids, there will be a lot of information that is coming to you from spirit, and a lot of downloads, a lot of new information coming. So, if you are a channel, or if you are, really attuned, psychic and clairvoyant, and you are able to pick up the messages, now is the time to listen. So up your meditation and get ready to receive, because there are new messages coming in from spirit and the guides to help us through this time, because we are in this hugely transformational, shifting time, which is fast. The energy that is coming in is fast. It's fast, and you're going to need to keep your wits about you, but also to stay very grounded through this time. It's going to be really important. And this card also came up, Orphaned. So, right now we are going through such a shift, and you can feel really lost in the chaos and confused and just feel so isolated and so alone. And, we are living in a time where there is more male suicides on the planet than ever before. I live in London, and you go every other day, you're hearing someone's jumped in front of the train, or they've jumped off the top of a building. And it's very, very sad. And it really saddens my heart to know that someone is so lost that they would take their life, so many souls are going to feel very orphaned at this time and very lost. God, my breath, very interesting. But it's really important that we are just aware, and if we see someone who's struggling, just to reach out to them, be a guiding light, be open and aware and eyes open, and just seeing, if anyone is in distress and they need some comfort, you feel guided to call someone, call them. We just got to support each other through this time, because it is going to be a little bit crazy for a while. This one also came up. Why? Why? Why are we going through this? Why is everything like so crazy on earth? If you are not following the spiritual channels and YouTube videos, and if you're not abreast of the awakening process and the messages that are coming in, many souls are going to feel really like, what is going on our planet? What is, everything's just crazy, so it's really important. We can get lost in the why as well, as spiritual beings who are on the path. You can easily get lost in the chaos, and that's when you have to breathe and take a high perspective and know what's actually unfolding. and to remember that we are transcending at record speeds, and this transition is going to happen at record speeds. So you've got to stay grounded, you've got to stay rooted, you've got to remember who you are, you've got to connect with your heart, you've got to connect with your guides, and take a deep breath. And you know, if you are shedding a skin, remember that through that something new is going to emerge, and it's going to be very, very beautiful for you. But the chaos and the challenges, yes, but what comes out the other side is going to be this beautiful being with these beautiful wings, with all this knowledge and technology and wisdom from the journey that you've taken. And that's what you'll go on to share with others. So, you know, not to, yes, to ask why, but also to know why. I think that's really important, to know why this is all happening at this time. And this, I mean, I've talked about this many times in my groups, but also we're going to do another piece on earth meditation as soon as I get back from Egypt. So I'll get that scheduled for mid-November, 3rd week of November. But I've talked about this in there that, you know, you've got to focus on the new world and what we're building. You've got to focus on the new earth and what is birthing, not focus on what's falling apart, but focus on what's being built at this time. And what's being anchored. You know, we are at the really beginning stages, like the tiny shoots are just starting to appear through the soil. And it's to focus on regeneration and focus on the new earth and focus on the new world that we're creating, and focus on what is emerging and what is birthing and what is being anchored, rather than what is falling apart, what is leaving the planet, you know, and the chaos. Really important, regeneration, because that's what is happening. So you can see the old earth is falling. It's, you know, there's all this lava and this volcano, and it's just all cracks in the earth. But then there's this new shoot emerging when everyone's focusing on the lava and everyone's focusing on the volcano, but they're not noticing this new life that is birthing through the chaos. This new life is birthing. That's what Spirit wants us to focus on. And that's what we've got to use our entire energy now, and to be selfish with your energy, to be very discerning about how you use your energy, because you need all your strength and your focus to build this. Like literally, you need all your, it's like when a woman is, you know, delivering a baby and she's in labor, she can't be looking anywhere else. She can't focus on anything else. She needs all of her energy to birth this baby. Like she needs every breath and the entirety of her energy to push the baby through the birth canal. So this is what Spirit is asking us. You know, use the entirety of your energy to push through this time and birth what you are being called to birth. You haven't got time really to look everywhere and see everything. You've got to stay focused, tunnel vision, and focus on what you are here to birth through this time. It's really, really important. Deep breaths. And the final card, you are in between worlds. You are in between worlds. These are Collette Reid's cards. I'll write the in my description. I'll write it down. But in between worlds, we are leaving the 3rd, 4th dimension. We're walking into the 5th, and there's a lot of color. That's the color of my sweater, actually. But we are moving into a time of color and joy and lightness and, you know, prosperity and grace and connection and love and abundance. So we are leaving this behind, but focus on what's ahead of you. So much joy. You know, I work with beings in the 5th and dimensions and all the way into the star systems. I see what's there for us to experience. And if we know what's there for us to experience, then we are going to fully step into, you know, this vibration with joy and with ease and with grace, and accept and allow the shift to happen so that we can advance. But we've got to take accountability for our stuff and our life lessons, and find, you know, our peaceful center on a daily basis, and process our life lessons so that we can shift through them and move into the higher vibrations, because not only does that help you, but it helps the planet as well, and it helps the entirety of the quantum field and the consciousness on the planet. So, you know, as we raise our vibrations up, everyone is affected. I've just seen a beetle on one of my boxes, a scarab beetle. You know, abundance is coming in. Scarab beetle in Egypt represents abundance, abundance codes, but there is a lot of abundance coming in, and we have to be open to receiving the abundance. So this is a time of abundance, a time of receptivity, opening our heart to receive. And if we look around on the planet and we get caught up in the news and we get caught up on what's falling apart, we tend to contract and close our hearts. And this time is all about keeping your hearts open so that you can receive the abundance and the beauty of what's coming in, because it is a magical time and we are here to experience the magic, and it is a joyous time, even though you can't always see it, but those who can see it, you know that this is a joyous time where we are stepping into our freedoms and liberation and creating our reality the way we want to create it, and living our lives the way we want to live, and fully anchoring the fullness of our being here on earth. You know, where we couldn't do that before, we can do that now. So it is a wonderful time, and it's important time for earth, and we are the ones that are the bridge generation, and we are anchoring the energies. So, you know, step into November. The guides are saying spiky, erratic, chaotic, lots of triggers, lots of emotions flying around, a lot of emotions, and diving deep into the shadow, because Scorpio season does that, a lot of unveiling of truths and a lot of transparency so that you can see what's been playing out under the surface that you couldn't see before. So I hope I covered that, you know, and some of the messages for this time and for November. Apologies if I was talking fast, but I couldn't stop it. It was literally, this energy was just, whoo. But that's just showing you the energy and how you're going to need to catch your breath and ground yourself, and just take a few moments to breathe on a daily basis to recalibrate through this time. Use your tools, use your meditation practices, put your feet on the earth, you know, take off your shoes and connect with the grass and the trees, and hug a tree, and just get back to, you know, the elements, and get back to your center as often as you can. Okay. All right, everyone. I hope you have a magical month. And I'll be back soon. I'll be back. We're going to be traveling now for 2 weeks. And then when we come back, I'll share, you know, I will be putting up posts on Instagram. So you can catch my videos on Instagram. And I also have a Telegram page that you can connect with. But I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So take care, stay grounded, stay connected to your heart and in peaceful presence, and you'll be able to ride this month with ease and grace, ease and grace. Okay. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.